So do any of you out there have a client that has really crazy growth patterns around the front hairline? Everyone just raise your hand if you do. All right, there's a few of you. Well, this is my homeboy Dan. We've been friends for a long, long time. And what he has is a very unique growth pattern around the front hairline. He's got these growths on both sides that push straight forward and then kick straight to the side. We call them his caterpillars. So I thought what would be great is to bring him in and finish his haircut on video so that if you guys have a client that maybe has a similar texture, that you'll know approaches to be able to get around it. So most of the haircut we've already done, and we've used the Samvia Signature Series blending shear. And I pretty much did shear over comb over his entire head. Dan just likes a really simple haircut, almost kind of a buzz cut, but with a little bit of texture. So doing the whole haircut with these blending shears gives you a little bit of surface texture. So you can see it's not just like I took clippers and shaved his head. Now, I left this area around the front hairline because this is definitely the challenging area. And you can see there's kind of this split right in the center, and then it gets pretty dense and thick right through there. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna use the wide teeth on our short cutting comb, and we're going to take the blending shear, and we're going to do a shear over comb technique to just knock down a little bit more of that length. And the reason we're going to use a blending shear over comb isn't just for the visual texture, but also for the fact that these little hairs are going to go in so many different directions that we don't want a flat line there, or that flat line is going to make the growth pattern that much more apparent. After I've taken down a little bit of the length, you can see I've just got these kind of different hairs that some of these do want to grow almost straight down. So again, I'm going to use that blending shear. The teeth are faced in towards the head to make sure I'm influencing the ends of the hair towards the head, and just remove those excess lengths around the edge. So that gives me a nice perimeter line, but I think you guys can probably see even on the video, there's still kind of this dense line right there, so you almost get this shadow. To address that, I'm going to pick up our Signature Series Invisiblend shear. And the reason I'm switching to this is it has a very, very soft finish to how it blends. Instead of clamping down and creating square chops, what it does is this bottom blade, since it's smooth, these top blades will push the hair against that smooth blade, and it will actually slide out a little bit, creating almost little arced cuts rather than very square cuts. So when I come in here and cut, it's not going to create a straight line, it's going to create lots of little curved lines within the shape. And what I want to be able to do is come in here and just break up a little bit of that density on that growth pattern without seeing any lines. Now, you can go overboard, so you got to be careful. You can't over-texturize this, because if you over-texturize it and you put a bunch of little hairs all standing next to each other, a bundle of short hair is much stronger than a couple of long hairs. So that's actually going to influence the hair to want to stick out. So you can see there's a really strong difference between this right side and this left side. So all I would do is just do the exact same technique here on his left side to be able to get a much smoother and softer result. So hopefully some of you guys out there have clients with these same cowlicks and growth patterns in that front area, and this was helpful so you know how to address them the next time. If you have any other comments, questions, anything else, put them in that little comment box right below the video screen, and we'll do our best to give you the next video. I'm Andrew Carruthers, Education Director for Samvia.